So how do you know that someone has truly changed? Let me give a little bit of background or context as to why I'm making this video in the first place. I've met a lot of people. Like this year, I went to university for the first year, and then in university is obviously that great separation. People are moving away, different people are coming into different parts of life, everyone's changing. You know what I mean? And so I was meeting with some people, and they were telling me about how they've changed so much. Good for them. I'm happy for them. But the truth about change, at least in my opinion, is that you can never say you've changed, and you can't say someone else has changed unless they're faced with the same difficulties or the same tasks in which they would make a previous decision. And let me explain what I mean by that. I can say, like, hey, I've controlled my desire to do drugs. But the reason why I was doing drugs in the first place is because I was around people that were doing drugs as well. But effectively, those people moved away, so that environment vanished. So I can say, like, hey, I stopped doing drugs. But the main influence of me doing drugs was that influence of that group. So if that group comes back, would I do drugs then? That's the only way to truly judge a person. That was a bit of an extreme example, maybe not the best, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. You can't judge change in a person until they have to go through a similar situation or they have to overcome the challenges in which they wouldn't have changed in the past. It's impossible to make that judgment for others, and it's impossible to make that judgment for yourself. And this is what I want to leave you with on that topic. If you're someone, sorry, if you're someone that's trying to change, trying to make that adjustment, or trying to prove to yourself that you've changed, go test the waters. Go prove it to yourself that you've changed. And never trust anyone. Like, trust people, give them the benefit of the doubt, but on a leash, on a limited level. If someone's done you wrong in the past and they tell you they've changed, why should you believe them right away? I've met a lot of people that would believe these people instantly, like, oh, he said he changed, oh, she said she changed. It's never that simple. Never make that judgment or that decision before truly seeing it in action with that person. Because anyone can say they've changed, but the only true indicator to that change is when they're in that situation. And I see a lot of people these days are getting manipulated by close friends and relatives. You've probably seen it as well, where they tell them, oh, I've changed, I'm not like that anymore. And then you know what happens? Same thing that happened before. It's a repetition of history. And that's why I'm telling all of you, before you make that judge, I'm not saying be a judgmental person. Don't look down on anybody. But I'm saying if someone's betrayed your trust in the past and they tell you you've changed, why should you trust them? That's why I'm saying before you acknowledge someone's change, make sure you've seen it in actuality and in reality. I'm not saying don't go up to the person and say, like, hey, put yourself in this situation. Just observe from a distance. Because the greatest indicator of change, at least in my eyes, is when someone's in a situation where they would have done something, one thing in the past, but now they won't. That is true change. And until they've proven that, don't open your arms and your hands to everybody. I hope that was a benefit.